How's it going, everyone? Shifty here, and today I've got another easy lost sector guide. Now that most people are leveling up, I want to start doing guides for the master difficulty lost sectors. So today I'm going to be starting with the master empty tank lost sector. Now, in keeping with the tradition of my easy legend lost sector guides, I'm only going to be using loadouts that are easily obtainable, and I'm not going to use things like war mine cell or charged with light mods. In addition to that, I also offer live commentary. I want to try to make loadouts that are simple to put together so you can hop right into the lost sector. In this video, I'm going to show you a full run on a warlock, then I'm going to show you the boss fight on a titan and hunter. In just a moment, I'm going to quickly go over my loadout in this one, but before I do, if you end up enjoying the video, make sure to hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. Alright, moving on to my loadout. For my Warlock Run, I went with Chaos Reach and Geomag Stabilizers. For my Titan run, I went with Thunder Crash, and I am using Dune Marchers, although it doesn't really matter what exotic you choose to use for this one. And for my Hunter run, I went with Bottom Tree Arcstrider, and I also used Raiden Flux. On all three classes, I ended up using the same weapons. For my Kinetic, I have Hawkmoon. Now, if you don't have Hawkmoon, you can pretty much substitute in any exotic or legendary hand cannon here. Then in my energy slot, I have the Pleiades Corrector Solar Scout Rifle. This is for barrier champions, and the roll I have is actually really great. You can get this exact roll from the gunsmith right now. You have until reset tomorrow. Also, if you don't want to miss out on any vendor armor or weapon rolls each week, make sure to check out my weekly vendor reset video. Anyway, for my heavy weapon, I'm using the Code Duello Solar Rocket Launcher, and this comes from the Battlegrounds activity. If you may have noticed, both my weapons do solar damage, and that's because solar damage is boosted by 50% in this Legend Lost sector. If you have any questions about weapons, make sure to leave a comment and I'll try my best to help you out. As for armor mods, I'll quickly show you each piece of armor, and if you need to see anything in more detail, just pause the video. Alright, that is it for my loadout in this one. Now let's get into it. Alright, just like on the legend difficulty, there's going to be an overload champion right away. If it pushes forward like that, just back up and strafe left and right. Alright, there is going to be an overload champion off to the right in here. Going to hide right in this doorway. Did heal a little bit, but that's fine. Now that the overload champion's down, we're going to push out to the left here, and then shoot some of these enemies off to the right. There are a couple hiding down here, so if you have your grenade, you can throw it right there. There's one more vandal still hiding down here. Since it's going to continue to hide, I'm going to push off to the right. Take out some of these enemies to the left. Okay, keep throwing grenades. Once you've taken out enough enemies, more come out of that doorway, which is what you just seen happen. And try to finish off some of those as well. You know what? I'm actually going to go for this barrier champion now. Maybe. Strafe left and right to try and avoid getting sniped. Be ready for it to barrier again. And we'll check the area for any more enemies. There's one more vandal up there. I see some heavy ammo that I'll be grabbing in a moment. But once you activate this, that door will open and there will be another overload champion. I'm going to throw my overload grenade over there. See if I can get it on it. And I did. Two rockets was enough to take it out at 14 under recommended power. Make sure everything's reloaded. We need one for all there, one for all here, and then 3 more will push. Now we're going to have some war beasts to deal with. I'm going to save my grenade. I could just grenade them, but I'm just going to save that for the next room. Now we're going to have a barrier champion off to the left and then a couple captains and a vandal off to the right. So we're going to be ready for this to barrier just like that. You can fire like this, and if you get shot at by the other enemies, just duck down. Be ready for it to barrier again. Trying to conserve some heavy ammo here. Just get a couple shots off and then duck down. Sundering Blast really helps take away some of the health of these champions, so... Alright, once the champion is down, we can worry about these enemies off to the right. Try and get a grenade on the captains. Looks like I didn't quite de-shield the other captain, so I'll take out the vandal and just wait a moment. If you're not on a Warlock, you might just have to wait for your grenade to de-shield it again. Now that that's done, we're going to have an overload champion and several enemies come out of this doorway here. I'm going to throw a grenade like right now. And that may have been a little too early. Just strafe left and right. Once all those enemies are cleared out, we're going to have some war beasts and a barrier champion come out of this doorway. If you have to, just run across here. You can go over the top. And then actually run back. Try to use this cover if you can. If you do end up dying, don't worry too much about it. Just recoup and try to take out some of these war beasts. There we go. I'm kind of hidden from the champion up here, so this might be a good spot if you don't want to try to... Okay, when you're ready, you can go for the champion. I came down here so I had a better vantage point. Gonna reload so I'm ready for it to barrier again. And once that champion is down, that barrier is going to go down in just a moment, and then I'm going to super. I'm going to try to get out most of the regular enemies first, and then I'm going to focus on the boss. If you do enough damage to the boss, it ends up going back to the back of the room over there, and some more enemies spawn. If you're ready for the enemies, you can take out a few of them first, before they get shielded by the barrier champions. Throw a grenade on him. And now we can focus on the barrier champions. If that one quits moving, that'd be great. Alright, one barrier champion down. I'm gonna go for the next one. Now I'm going to clear the rest of the regular ads. Once they're down, the boss will stay back there, and you can kind of just shoot it with your primary if you want to. And once the boss is down, you can head to the chest. Now, I did take this run a little bit slower than I normally would, just so I can explain things along the way. And that was my guide to the Master Empty Tank Lost Sector. Now I will show you a boss fight on a Hunter and a Titan, just so you can get an idea how to do it. Otherwise, the rest of the Lost Sector should be the same, regardless of what class you're on. Alright, now that we're starting the boss fight again, I'm going to super right away, but it won't be enough to keep the boss in the back. So I'm going to super and then immediately run away. And once I get to cover, I'm going to then rocket the boss. Okay, that wasn't the boss. Alright, it looks like I did do enough damage this time to actually keep it in the back. That won't always happen. Now I'm going to focus on the champions. Alright, one champion down. Strafe back and forth to avoid the snipers. Alright, all the ads are down, so now we can focus on the boss. You can just sit here and primary it. If you're using the same Pleiades corrector that I am, it's really great because it has 4 times the charm, so you can shoot a lot more bullets before having to reload. And that's that. Once the boss is down, make your way to the chest. Now I'm going to show you the boss fight on a Hunter. Alright, we are once again entering the boss fight, this time on a Hunter. I'll pop my super. Try to take out some of these enemies. I'm going to move away the rest of my super and do exactly what I did on the other 2 classes. Alright, time to focus the champions. And to focus the left champion now. Alright, now where's the boss at? I must have taken the boss out with one of my explosions. That worked out pretty well. So now we're heading to the chest again. And there it is. That is my easy guide to the Master Empty Tank Lost Sector. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, remember to like and subscribe. I just want to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.